How can we make a shot memorable? Take one of the most iconic directors in history. These shots by Wes Anderson are so distinct that it takes our brains less than a second to place them. Yes, the compositions are meticulous and consistent, but that's not what makes Wes Anderson's work so unmistakable. It's the colors. The color palette are what makes Wes Anderson's shots so distinct. The painter Henri Matisse once said, "When I put down a green, it doesn't mean grass." Wes Anderson understands this, maybe more than any other modern director. His colors aren't realistic, they're intentional. Each film lives inside a controlled palette. Not 20 main colors, 3, maybe 4, chosen, repeated, committed to. In the Grand Budapest Hotel, it's pinks and purples. In Moonrise Kingdom, dusty yellows and mossy greens. In the Royal Tenenbaums, deep reds and muted browns. He doesn't just decorate with color, he uses it to create a whole world. And once he holds on to a color palette, he doesn't let go. So, if this isn't accidental, then what kind of structure goes into this level of control? It starts with a decision. Before the frame is composed, before the scene is lit, the palette is chosen. And once it's chosen, it governs everything. Anderson works with hierarchy. Each film has a dominant color which acts as the emotional anchor. A secondary color to support and contrast. Everything else is pushed back, desaturated or removed. This isn't just aesthetic, it's psychological. When the color range is limited, the eye relaxes. Your brain stops scanning the frame for noise. It understands what really matters. That's when color stops being decoration and becomes a part of the story. Take the Darjeeling Limited, for example. A unique kind of saffron orange dominates the world. The train interiors, the fabrics, the landscapes. Teal and blue step in for contrast. Everything else recedes. What about the life aquatic with Steve Zissou? Here, Wes Anderson goes the other way around. Cool marine blues fill the frame while red beanies cut through the scene. The palette feels nautical yet warm. Fantastic Mr. Fox takes a completely different approach. Burnt oranges, autumn browns, golden light. The entire world feels like late October, even indoor scenes. Different stories, different worlds, different emotions, but the same commitment to a single controlled palette. So what does this mean for us? It means that color isn't something you just chase and post. It's something that you commit to and protect. If you're shooting weddings, your palette becomes your signature across an entire gallery. If you're shooting portraits, it's what makes your work recognizable before anyone reads your name. And if you're a video creator, director, or videographer, consistency isn't aesthetic, it's professionalism. The hard part isn't choosing an aesthetic, it's keeping it. Across lighting changes, across locations, across full days of shooting. Control doesn't just happen in camera, it has to carry over into the edit as well. And when your editing workflow supports that commitment, that's when you can start to create a body of work that feels intentional. But keeping a palette consistent isn't easy. Lights change, locations change, cameras change. Tools like Imagen help photographers keep a consistent look across entire galleries. Imagen Video helps videographers and colorists do the same across their footage. Your edit either protects your style or weakens it. Follow us for more.